No, right? Oh. Oh, we're dancing. You can already see me. Perfect. Showing me on a delay. How awkward. Okay, hold on. This is Zoom. So this is great. I'm on Zoom so I can screen. There's a delay. It was showing me just dancing by myself. So I'm sure you're all seeing that because there's a delay. Um, okay, so today we're doing sterile to sexy. I asked earlier this week on Wednesday, I think, for 3 people to reach out to me with one piece of content that they had shared on their social media or they were about to share on their social media. And I, as the content queen, I'm going to give my honest feedback on what I love about it, what I would change about it, how to make it super duper compelling so that it's sexy enough for your audience to go, bitch, take my money. Okay. So for those of you that do not know me, my name is Brittany Budd. I am the content queen, and my whole shtick, my gig, my vibe, my brilliance, my zone of genius is helping people, female entrepreneurs specifically, to create amazing content that converts their audience into cash money. Because here's the thing, you're showing up every day, you're putting out content. If it's not paying you, what is the fucking point, right? What are we here for if you're showing up all the time and you're putting out content and you're making offers and you're not rolling in money and sleeping on stacks of cash? Like, what's the point? It's your marketing efforts. It's the thing that's supposed to make you money. And if it's not working, hello, I'm here to help you. Right now, next Friday is the final day to get enrolled in Iconic. This is my very high level, high access, high touch one-on-one slash mastermind hybrid. There's nothing like this on the market. Come and spend 90 days with me to help you elevate your marketing, call in dream clients who are so fucking excited to pay you, convert your audience, grow your audience, nurture the shit out of your audience so that you are rolling in money. This is how you're going to take your business from like the 5 to 8K a month mark to 10, 20, 50K cash months all organically. We start on the 19th of June, but the doors close next Friday. Like I said, you have to apply. I'm only letting 10 people in this round. Last time we did 14. It's amazing, of course, but I want it to be just a smidge more intimate. So we're only letting 10 people in. You're going to start with you're going to start with the application. Once you're accepted, you're going to get a 2-hour one-on-one private kickoff call with me where we are going to audit your social media. We're going to take a look at your content, your offers. We are going to create together a customized content and marketing strategy to warm up your audience. Like I said, nurture them, grow it, be really clear and refined on your niche because you want to be positioned in your niche as an icon. You want people to think of your niche and immediately think of you. You want your audience to buy your offers. You want to host events that lots of people register for. You want to be fully booked. You don't want to be burned out. You want to fill your group programs. That all happens with and from your content, your marketing, your messaging, and the way that you're selling. So 2 hours, me and you, we're going to dig in. We're going to create a customized strategy for content marketing and sales that you now can go and take and implement. Maybe you are a bulk scheduler. That's not my vibe, but lots of my clients are. How nice would it be to just like jump into summer, having all of your content done for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and you were able to just schedule it out. I don't know that I would trust Facebook to properly roll out my content for that long. It just seems a little bit, I don't know. We definitely have it housed somewhere else for you though. We share a Google document that we are both have editing access to. And if you're not a batcher, you're kind of on the fly, you have a full outline of content that you can revisit day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, as long as you haven't pivoted. That's going to create tons of content for you, multiple pieces every day. You can repurpose as written, you can repurpose as reels, you can turn it into a workshop, you can turn it into a live series, you can charge to teach it. So many different ways that you can do it if you want to do it. And Then we're going to spend 12 weeks together. You're going to get one-on-one Slack support with me Monday to Friday. You're going to get a Slack community with the other ladies, weekly with the other ladies. We're going to meet for 90 minutes to do group coaching. I'm going to be hosting 3 workshops this time. The first one is one of my favorite things to do with my high-level clients, and it is a quantum leap guided meditation that I host, I run. I've done it for years. It's so transformative and amazing. Of course, you're going to get the workbook that I created and Jordan, who helped me last time, make it beautiful. And then I'm going to do a workshop on writing your media bio so you can get more visibility and more opportunities to be on podcasts, on summits, more opportunities to be handed the mic, because the spotlight should be on you. Your ideal clients are out there looking for you, wondering where the hell you are, unsure how to find you. We are shining the spotlight on you because you are a fucking icon. And then the other one, we're going to do a media kit, beautiful graphics, gorgeous media kit. Again, for more PR opportunities. And again, Shannon Rose is joining us again from her media. She's going to interview you. You're going to have 4 different features in various publications and article styles. That will get you more visibility and create that ripple effect so that more people can see you. You're getting more eyeballs on you. You're reaching a much wider audience than our little pool of social media people. Yes, of course, you're always adding social media people, right? Right? You're always adding social media friends and followers. But there's a whole big wide world out there that we kind of forget exists. And so we're doing content, marketing, messaging, sales refined. So you're calling in dream clients. You are a fucking money magnet, a client magnet, showing off your brilliance. This isn't my business plan. This isn't my messaging and my marketing. It's you. It's all you, baby. I'm just a conduit to help you make it happen. And then you'll get 2 more one-on-one calls with me, 1 per month remaining of the container. $7,500, 10 spots only. Go apply, BrittanyBudd.com/iconic. I'm so excited for this round. It's going to be so good. It's going to be the best one ever. Okay. And of course I have goodies. I always give swag, but I don't talk about the swag because it changes every time. So I don't talk about the swag, but there are goodies coming your way as well. Okay. So earlier this week, I was like, sterile to sexy, like 3 people send me content and I'm going to change it up. And this is not like a bash session. That's a lot of shush sounds. I am not going to be like tearing the content apart. I am going to, as the content queen, look at it. I might have some questions. I'm not going to get answers. That's okay because I'm just here reading. Some of the ladies I know, some of them I had to look up and kind of dig into what they do. So I have, like the background information, because I wasn't super familiar with everybody that had sent me content. 4 people did. So I know I only asked for 3, but what's one more? How am I not going to serve you? Of course I am. And so I want to share, as I look at these pieces, what I would do the same, like where it's really great, what I would do differently, how I would sell with these pieces to convert my audience. And like, I hope you guys all really enjoy this. I was really excited to do it. I did something similar at the end of last year. We did a content-a-thon and a bunch of people just came live and told me what they were doing. And I asked them a bunch of questions to kind of like get their wheels turning and their inspiration juices flowing. Because for me, I can have a conversation with you and in 10 minutes, I've written like 2 pages of notes of things that could be content for you and should be content for you, with like ideas on how to use it and where to tell the story and how to sell it and how these things, like how to bridge the gap between the story and now selling. It comes very easy and naturally to me. And like, but that's why people hire me. We hop on that 2-hour call and it's like, boom. And then we do like 2 more one-on-one calls. And it's like, whoa, there's just like pages and pages and pages. And it's great because, you spend so much time sitting in front of your computer or sitting on your phone and you're like scrolling for information or inspiration or motivation or something to comment on. And like, no one wants to run their business that way. Like, you want to just like pop on, say what you want to say, get back off and go back to enjoying your life. Like, you wanted to have lots of time freedom, yet you've turned this into a prison sentence, and that fucking sucks. So we're going to take out all the guesswork on what you should be saying, especially now that summer's here. I don't know about you guys, but when the weather is nice, you cannot find me. I'm outside, I'm at the beach, I'm sitting in my new swinging hammock chair thing. I'm reading. I'm not available for sitting on my phone all day. That is not something that I want to be doing. And it's not something you want to be doing either. But guess what? You don't have to take your foot all the way off the gas and just be like, oh, the next 3 months are just a fucking free for all. I have no idea where money's coming from, if money's coming, if clients are coming. I'm just trying to enjoy my thing. And this is just going on the back burner and causing me a lot of stress and burnout, even though I'm trying not to pay attention. Like, what the fuck is that game? Why are we doing that? Like, let's just run a profitable, thriving business that works for us and works around us with a strategy that works for us and around us that makes us money. Like, why wouldn't we do that? What would stop you from doing that? And having all of your content mapped out on the front end, and then just spending time with me getting coached and implementing and tweaking and pivoting and, you know, all of the things that kind of go with making a huge shift in your business. Because for a lot of people, it is a huge shift to now totally self-trust that everything that we talked about is good enough. It's going to work. It's the right thing. It's going to call in the right people. Like, there's always drama with that. But you don't want to have a business that you are glued to your computer and your phone. You just don't. I don't. Nobody does. Why are we doing that? This is the first step. Self-trust, CEO, delegation, having your shit done. Trusting that when you post it, it works, so you can be off fucking line and go and getting your tan on, getting your vitamin D, healing your mental health issues. Speaking for myself here, trust me. And like enjoying your kids and enjoying the barbecues and enjoying the bonfires and the fireworks and whatever else you love doing in your vacations, and not worrying about how do I come back in the fall. That's dumb. Like, let's not do that. Okay, so who do we want to start with? I have copy from people all over the place. I've got something in Instagram, something in my email, something that was sent to me as a PDF, and then I had someone email it to me, or sorry, DM it to me through Facebook. So I put it into a Word doc. So I've got stuff everywhere. Let's start with Florence. Let me bring it up. So Florence has dubbed herself the teen whisperer, if I am correct. And so she sent me this piece that she has called Breaking the Chains. My daughter just put her pajamas on because she just got here from school, and now she's standing beside me. I know Gabriel, yeah.
So, I'm middle
Mhm.
and then she stepped on the seat.
How? Are you okay? Do you need me to smooch it? You do? Okay. Beautiful. Yes. Well, in a little bit, but I gotta finish here.
How much for God?
Just one.
How much cost?
Yep.
And then can we snuggle?
Yes, of course we can snuggle. Hidden. She's in kindergarten. A kid in her class stepped on her finger, and she had like a cut on it, so it like extra hurts. So she needed a kiss. And that is that on. Of course, you can have some cotton candy. It's basically summer now. See? That's that on being a mom. Okay, breaking the chains. I'm gonna read these out loud. I put. Let's turn captions on. Show. Yes. And then that way we are accessible to all. So I'm going to read it. Okay. It says, breaking the chains. Teenagers are not always rebels. With star emoji. I love it. Fostering a healthy relationship between parents and teens. The idea that teens are always rebellious is a belief that is based on misconceptions and generalizations that has gone on for ages. Amen. My mom always says that I was such a nightmare. And you know what? I wasn't. Let's talk about it. Cultural gap. Raising teenagers outside of a culture that you grew up in is a big deal. Teenagers are normally influenced by the dominant culture of where they are. Today's teens speak in emojis, a culture that you as a parent have not adapted to. No shit. My 9-year-old calls me bro, and my 7-year-old calls me bruh all the time. They're just like, yeah, bruh. And I'm like, oh, so now I have to call them bruh because I have to be cool. Generational gap. Parents of current teenagers might struggle to relate to the experiences and challenges faced by teenagers today. They are the first generation of parents to raise teens who are constantly inundated with electronics and social media and all that comes with those exposures. Florence, I would elaborate a little bit on these, like where I was just like, hey, brah, like my kid calls me brah, because like your content wants to, everyone's content, not just Florence, but everyone's content, you want it to identify someone's current reality. And when we were first taught this years ago, it was talk about the pain and pain, 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 and everyone's in pain. And don't forget to let them know. Turn that down a little bit. Better tablet is a little distracting to my ADHD. Thanks, honey. And then, but the way that we were taught to then sell was you're going to stay in pain and it's going to be worse if you don't hire me. I'm like, what? And so now we've kind of gone like, whoa, and I've talked about this before, like, wait, we're way in the opposite direction, right? Where we're like, don't ever talk about pain ever again, because it's just calling in people who are in pain and struggling and like, woe is me, like very victim mentality clients. You want to talk to people that are empowered and they see the vision and the possibility and the opportunities. Yes, totally. However, I think the sweet spot, and speaking as the content queen here, the sweet spot is acknowledging the current, because the current is factual, right? The current is the thing that is keeping them up at night. It's the thing that, you know, they lay in bed and they close their eyes. And of course, because I target women, so I'm going to go, my husband's laying beside me, he's snoring. And I'm like, how can you sleep when there are so many things going through my brain? Like, how dare you? Right? So like it's keeping them awake. They're thinking about it. They're thinking in circles about it. And they finally fall asleep. They wake up, boom, it hits them in the face. Oh my goodness, this is the reality. And for Florence here, who talks to teenagers, it's what's going on with my kid. Like their reality is, I'm not sure how to relate to my kid. I'm scared. All the same fears that our parents had, but like thinking about my parents and my generation, my parents thought that I was at my girlfriend's house having a sleepover when really we were all drunk in fields. And like everyone can relate to that. We were all just laying around in fields, completely drunk, or like smoking joints or whatever. Our parents had no fucking idea. But because we did that stuff, now I'm like, oh my goodness, like I definitely don't want my kids drunk in fields. I don't want my kids going to some stranger's house and smoking drugs and not having any idea what to expect or what to go on. One thing that happened to me, this is just like a complete aside, but if you're going to be in my world, you're going to know that I do this. But like the second time I ever smoked weed, and I'm completely sober at this point. I've been completely sober for almost 11 years. Not that I had a problem, but I just chose to completely remove alcohol, drugs, and all these things from my life. But like the second time I ever smoked drugs, smoked weed, just plain weed, like it wasn't laced or anything, I decided that I could totally have an entire joint to myself. And I puked my guts up for hours. And all of my friends were all like 17. No one knows what to do. There are no adults anywhere. And my high ass friends are trying to decide if they should call an ambulance or not. They didn't. They didn't. I finally fell asleep after hours. And it was like, but it was scary, right? Like teenagers are dumb as shit. They don't have any awareness, their decision-making skills, because those parts of their brains are not fully developed yet. And so thinking that my kids might go and get drunk or do drugs and end up puking their guts out and their friends have no idea what to do, that's terrifying. And that's the reality. Like, it's painful, yes, but I don't think it's beneficial for anyone to take their content and go, there's no pain. Their current circumstances don't exist. They just want something better. It's okay to acknowledge their current reality without making it more painful. Like you don't have to like stick the knife in and twist it to make it more painful so that they feel urgency to hire you. You can just acknowledge without bypassing or gaslighting them in any way I know that this is a thing that you are concerned about. It's worrying you. You talk about it with your spouse often, maybe your mom, maybe your girlfriends, maybe they're also moms, and you guys get together and you talk about your concerns. And you really want to be connected to your teen. You want them to open up to you. You want them to know that you're a safe person. You want to not judge them. Everything that I'm saying right now, Florence, is content for you. I want everyone to realize that everything that comes out of my mouth, this is all content that you're allowed to use. And I encourage you to use because this is real. They want their child to feel like they're not going to judge them, even though as parents, we're totally going to fucking judge them, but we don't want to judge them. We want to show up for them and be safe for them and let them know that we're here for them because we are and we love them and we want the best for them. And when you say that to your teenager, they're like, I don't care. You don't know anything. So all of that to say, like, share a little bit more. Each of these pieces, that like each of your gaps, your cultural gap, your generational gap, your past experience, the social comparison, like these are all, I would really encourage you. These would be a great workshop, Florence, where you're like, here are the 4 places where you are disconnected with your kids and why and how to overcome it, and really share. I see down here you've got the solution. I'm talking way ahead of where where this piece of content is. I've only done the first two places, but this would be a really great workshop that you could deliver to your audience, and I would encourage you to do that. Make them sign up on Zoom, have it be free, maybe charge a couple of bucks for it. It's entirely up to you. Yes, of course you can put on your swimsuit. See, kids everywhere. He's gonna kill himself. He's got his pants around his ankles and he's in his underwear and socks, and he decided to hop halfway down the stairs to ask if he could put a swimsuit on. Why don't you just take your pants all the way off or pull them all the way up so that you don't split your face open? Those are my fears as a parent, but anyway, mine are littler. He's only 7. You could also do 4 separate pieces of content based on each of these like gaps or disconnects that you're having with your kid. Great content. You could also do it as a series of lives where you go live. You could go once a week for a month. And your marketing is, hey, I'm going live to talk about, we've got 4 gaps here. We've got 4 disconnects with your kids. I'm going to break down each one Monday at 5. I'm just making this up. Every day for this whole month. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you're letting me know that you're coming. I'm super excited to see you. You can even make them register if you wanted to. You wanted to grab some emails. Again, something that you could charge for if you wanted to, a little cash injection. You could do a set of reels, a series, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. There are lots of ways that you can now use this content in other ways. Okay. So tell a little bit more. We're speaking in emojis. We're using lots of weird slang. I still don't know the difference between cap and not cap. I think cap is that it's a lie, which makes no sense to me, because I think like a lie is like something's wrong. So it should be like, in my mind, I'm like, well, that's no cap, like psh, lie, no hat on. Truth, hat on. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have it wrong. I have no clue. But like just like those types of things, like I would just elaborate a little bit more. Like the new slang, the bruh, all of that cool stuff. Generational gap. Yes. And you can talk about things that I just talked about. Like some people, like if you're coming at millennials, because my kids aren't teenagers yet, but still like millennials, a little bit older. Like we did grow up. Yeah, we're the first generation of parents to raise kids, but we also grew up in the age of internet. We were there when internet happened. We were there when computers came home. We were there when cell phones were like on the scene, like Zach Morris with his giant cell phone. Like we were there. We saw it happening in real time. We got to live it and we got to see all of the advancements. And it happened so quickly. So even when you talk about that, it's like, it's happening way faster for our kids. And so like, how do I do that? Like, I didn't have social media until I was like 18 or 19, but that was because it didn't really exist. Like, I think I had a MySpace account when I was like 16. We were on MSN back then. I loved MSN. Sometimes I wish MSN was still a thing. Anyway, but now kids are like wanting cell phones at like 10, 11, 12 years old. I wasn't allowed to have a cell phone until I was 16 and I knew how to drive and I had a job, because then for my parents, it was a safety thing. And so like, I would just kind of like elaborate a little bit on these things, past experiences. If your parent, if you as a parent, and I would say that if you as a parent, I like to use you a lot in my content, like YOU a lot in my content, because I'm speaking to one person. So if you as a parent were rebellious when you were a teenager, then you may buy into the belief that all teenagers are rebellious. Like you and your friends get drunk in a field. And so you think all teenagers are going to go and get drunk in a field, and that's going to impact the way that you are parenting and showing up as a parent. Maybe you're putting unnecessary boundaries and restrictions on your kids because you're trying to control and protect them, because you recognize that what you were doing was not okay and your parents had no idea. And so you don't want to be in the dark to what your kids are doing. And now, because we're all online, and you can talk about this too, there are way more weirdos and creeps out there. Did they always exist? Yes, weirdos and creeps have always existed. But now that we're online, we are letting weirdos and creeps into our world as soon as we are out publicly. Like, we cannot stop the weirdos and creeps. So instead, we try to block our kids. And so you can even talk about, like, I'm really going off here for you, Florence. If I was typing right now, there would be so much. But you could even talk about, like, and maybe you have, I haven't looked at all of your content, but talking about like how to have an open conversation with your teens about social media and about what's okay to post and what's not to post. You could also do a whole post on like your opinion on when a kid should get social media and why. But again, this is just like, I'm just like throwing a lot of content at you. I know I was just supposed to read the piece and give the feedback, but I just can't. I can't help it. I have to keep giving. Social comparison, we all dealt with that. Comparing your kids to your friends' kids, but also like your kids comparing themselves to other kids too. And also comparing to other kids in the family. If you're talking to people who have multiple kids, like my boys are 14 months and 14 days apart, and people will very much want to compare the two. My oldest is very much oldest energy. Like, he is very like leadership, learning comes very easy to him, sports comes really easy to him. He's very likable. My second born, very middle child energy. Very smart, very differently though. He's super hands-on. He loves puzzles and Legos. He's like, we bought them the new Zelda game, which is like very like puzzle-y, apparently. He's flying through that. My oldest is really struggling to get through it, but my younger guy, he's flying through it. He loves puzzles. He loves to be challenged like that. But if you're like, hey, spell this, he's like, what the fuck for? Like, I don't know. And he just like sounds it out his best. He does not give a shit about like the rules of English and grammar and spelling, and because it is really hard and confusing. And he's just like, why do all of these letters not sound the way they're supposed to sound? Like, this is dumb. And he's like even more athletic and just really different. Even their bodies, like my oldest is really tall and lanky. My younger guy is stockier, and he's going to be like a linebacker. Anyway, so it's not even like social comparison, but like as these two get older, I need to be careful about, I don't want to judge them or compare them as a parent, because we do that. Like, I mean, we see it on TV, we see it in movies. Why can't you be more like your sister? Why can't you be more like your bigger brother? Why can't you be more like your little sister? Or like whatever. Why can't you be more like your cousin? Great. That sucks. Consequences of the belief. Now there's a communication breakdown. You're yelling, you're making it harder for the teenager to express themselves. You're disconnected and strained in your relationships. You're compromising trust and respect. which leads to conflicts and misunderstandings. And there's a self-fulfilling prophecy here. Expecting rebellion from teenagers can encourage it. Yeah. Again, this is something that I would elaborate more on. And then the solution. So here's kind of how I would do this. Like, you kind of started telling a story, and I really love stories. But then you've kind of got like all these bullet points, which is fine, but I'd love to see this as a story as well. Like all of the different things that I have been talking about and all of these different things that you're talking about. Like, there are tons of stories that you could put here where you're like, okay, let's do it. Your kid is 14, because you deal with teenagers, so I went right to 14, wants a cell phone, wants to have Snapchat, wants to have TikTok, wants to be on Omegle. Absolutely not. But anyway, everybody's on it. Don't they all say that? Everybody, all my friends. Never fails, right? That's like a universal thing. So I would tell a little bit of the story. Like, look, your kid probably wants X, Y, and Z, and they're telling you all of their friends have it. It's making you feel some type of way. You want to say no. So let's look at it. How do you have, and this is where you come in and answer. I'm asking you, I want you to answer. How do you have a conversation with the child that is productive communication, where they're sharing their side, you're sharing your side, no one's fighting about it, and you're coming to an agreement on how to combat this thing that they want and maybe you don't want them to have. Obviously, you don't want them to have it, because otherwise, why are we talking about it? Oh, I want to go on Omegle. Okay, what's the conversation here, right? So I would do lots of that type of content and then go, guess what? It probably doesn't look like that at your house, though. Your kid wants it, all their friends have it, and you're like, I don't give a shit. You're not having it because I'm supposed to protect you. You're mine. I'm responsible for you. I don't want you on that shit. And now your kid is stomping up the stairs. They're slamming the door. Again, this is situational content, so you can totally use this. They're slamming the door. They're screaming, I hate you. And like, they're frustrated. You're frustrated. No one's seeing the other person's side. And now it's just like icy in your house. It's going to get brought up again because it was never resolved. So how many times are you guys going to have this fight? What's going to happen? Your kid's going to sneak off and do it anyway behind your back, or you're going to give in because you don't want to keep having the same fight over and over again. But what would it be like if we could have an open and honest conversation with your teenager while understanding that their brain is not developed, where you can empathize with them, give them support, give them reasons in a way that they understand, and come to a resolution that you're both really satisfied with? Well, guess what? That's exactly why you hire me. I am the teenage whisperer, the teenager whisperer, the teen whisperer. I'm going to come in. I am going to equip you. This is your call to action here. I am going to equip you with the tools and the strategies to stay calm, cool, and collected when your teenager comes to you with all of the various things that your teenager is going to come to you with, things that you maybe think are ridiculous or unnecessary or silly, but to them, it's a really big deal and it's really important to them. How can you keep that respect between you both and the love between you both? This is what we do together. And then whatever your call to action is, maybe we'll say at the bottom here, if I could ever get to the bottom. Not because your content's long, because I talk a lot. But this is how you're going to paint that picture. Like, look, it's very factual that your kid wants to have a TikTok account. And it is very factual that there are fucking perverts everywhere and bullies and this and that. And you don't want them to have that, but all their friends have it. Yeah, that's real. It's painful and it's real. And it doesn't have to be like, and guess what? They're going to get grabbed by a crazy person because you're not having the right conversation. Like, we don't have to make it more painful. And I think that that is what used to happen, right? With the bro marketing. That was the pain points. And I'm going to make it way worse. I'm going to come in and I'm going to scare the shit out of you. And your only option is to hire me to prevent the horrors that I am promising are coming. Like, we don't have to do that, but we can say, hey, your kid wants to be on TikTok and you don't want it, and now you guys are icy with each other. There's lots of like conflict happening. The solution is hiring me. The solution is getting on a call with me. I'm assuming it's a call. I love calls. Your first step to repairing the relationship with your kid and forging a deeper relationship with your kid is this. And another piece of content that you can use, I'm laughing at myself because I just can't help it. Is how my generation, like the millennial generation and a little bit older, we are quicker to cut off family. Like our parents as boomers were very much, oh, blood is thicker than water, right? Blood is thicker than water. You have to be with family. Like family is all you have. Family, family, family. And we're growing up and we're going, that was a little unhinged. What I went through was a little crazy. I have PTSD. I have mental health issues. I have maybe enough emotional intelligence and awareness to realize my parents were not mentally well because of how their parents raised them and how their parents raised them. Like we can see the pattern of pain that got spilled onto us because our parents didn't know any better and they couldn't help it. And they were doing the best that they could because that's what we're all doing. But we are also of the generation that goes, it's cool. I see that you went through that, but that doesn't mean you get to keep hurting me. That doesn't mean you get to keep acting this way, behaving this way, saying these types of things to me. And we see a lot now of these like boomer generations going, oh my goodness, my kids never talk to me. We don't want that. We don't want that with our kids. We don't want our kids to grow up and not talk to us. And we're the ones that are being expected here and are stepping up to because we want to break those cycles. And so we are trying to reparent the children inside of ourselves while also trying to parent our children, while also trying to be compassionate to our parents if we do still have a relationship with them. And so we are kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, trying to not wreck our kids. And we have no playbook, no manual, which I know there never really is a playbook or manual, but we don't have an example to look at, right? Like you immediately look to your parents as the example of what parenting should be because that's how you were raised. And because we're looking at that example and going, yeah, but I'm a little fucked up. I don't want that for my kids. There's no example for us to go, am I doing the right thing? I have no clue if I am doing this right, if I'm making it worse. Is my kid going to grow up and be worse than I am? Am I going to have to pay a lot for therapy? Am I going to have to do a lot of apologizing? I don't want to ruin my kid. I think I'm doing the right thing in the moment, but I don't know. And that is true, even for people that don't have teenagers. I say this to my husband all the time. I'm trying to raise my kids not at all the way my parents raised me. And in what new and exciting ways am I ruining them? And you can talk to that. You can talk to that, Florence, in your content and in your copy, going, hey, you don't want these types of things. You want it to be better. You want it to be good. All you remember is your own teenage experience and how your parents handled it. And maybe your parents, you know that your parents didn't handle it well, but you still don't know what to do. And that's okay because I do. Not me, you, Florence. This is your content. It's okay that you don't know. I do know. And that's why we work together. That's why we do this work together. Because you don't want to lose your kids the way you had to lose your parents. This makes me emotional, and I have a relationship with my parents. But like, you don't want your kids to grow up and resent you, and you don't know the right thing. And that's okay. We're all human. Your kids are going to be really emotionally intelligent because you are. But this is where I come in. This is the point where you bring me into the situation and we start repairing and reinforcing what's there. Okay. So the solution to create a healthy relationship, here's what one should do. Encourage open and non-judgmental communication. Again, this is great for a workshop, Florence. Create an environment where teenagers feel safe. Give examples. How do they create that environment? How do they, as a parent, show up to create that? And do you have tips on how, like the physicality of what that should look like? If you want to go into like a safe environment, are you going to maybe put blankets on the floor in their bedroom and set up a picnic? And like, that's the judgment-free time. Like, how can we signal that? Are we going to a cafe down the street that you both really enjoy and you're going to get a coffee together and a scone and just like sitting and listening, and it's okay to talk there? Is it, I really just like the blanket on the floor picnic idea I just came up with. Lawrence, you're the expert. Is that a good idea? I don't know. But like, just kind of give some tips, and give some tips for the parent, like where you, the next one, you go develop an attitude of empathy and understanding. Understanding teenagers are faced with challenges that we did not face. But how do I do this? And maybe this could be a whole different series of lives and all of these things, but you talk about like mutual respect, treat them with respect, see the behavior for what it is, and the message that's going on deeper. It's not who your kid is, it's just something that they're going through. Noticing their strengths and acknowledging and appreciating them. But give some examples, like, how do I go to my kid who I love more than anything in this world? I would kill for this child who's trying to convince me that they should be able to go on Omegle. Like, if you know what Omegle is, I'm just like, I would never go on Omegle, and I'm an adult. And saying, oh, well, all my friends are doing it. Oh, or like when I was 14, it took me 6 months to convince my parents to let me get a belly button ring. There's another example for you. I want to get my belly button pierced. I wrote notes, letters to them about how I was so responsible and how I should be allowed to have this. And my parents just did not. And we just butted heads for 6 months until finally I convinced my mom, who convinced my dad to let me do it. And do you know what? Even after I did it, my best friend, I was in 9th grade, so I just hit high school. My best friend's mom told her that she wasn't allowed to hang out with me because now I was a bad influence. And so immediately, and I'm sure my parents were thinking this, they just kept saying like, no, you're too young. But were they also thinking, what are your friends going to say? What are your friends' parents going to say? Are they going to stop them from hanging out with you? Like, you have no idea. Like, if I had known that I was going to lose my best friend because her mom now thought I was some kind of whore running around school with my belly button pierced and like a bad influence, and my parents just let me go into tattoo parlors and poke holes in my body, it's still there. I don't wear the ring anymore because I've been pregnant 5 times. That part usually gets tucked. But like, how do I go into this conversation where I'm trying not to judge what my kid is saying? Because you're naturally going to judge what your kid is saying. So, and say like, these are the tools that I'm going to give you. These are the skills I'm going to help you with, so that you can sit there with a straight face and not judge your child. Like, your eyebrows aren't going crazy. You're not scoffing or smirking or rolling your eyes because you maybe want to. And because your kid is a safe person to you, you feel safe to express yourself and express your opinion. How do I pull that back as a parent? How do I not do that? And so like, maybe just a couple of, not too much, because obviously this is lots of your process. So one thing that I see so many people do with their content is they pull way back on sharing what their process is and how they would help you through a situation, and going, this is something that you have to pay me for. But because people don't know what this is, because it's so like hidden, that is like, I'm going to give you a skill to have a conversation. I'm not giving you any hints on what that's going to look like. People need a little bit more now so that they can use the discernment and go, oh, do you know what? I think I really resonate with that. I'd like more of that, please. How can I hire you? Where before it used to be like, I'm telling you nothing. If you want $1 million, you just hire me. It's 50 grand. You'd be like, oh, okay, well, here's 50 grand. Where's the $1 million? It's not like that anymore. You have to give some. So like, whatever golden nuggets you are sitting on, like a dragon sitting on a pile of gold, please fly off of the pile of gold and share it. Say the things that you think are absolute fucking gold nuggets that people should pay you bajillions of dollars for your knowledge on. Say it. Do not be afraid that this person that's reading this right now is going, oh my goodness, she just said this. I don't need to hire her. No one's doing that because no one has the wherewithal to realize what's right in front of them, take it, conceptualize it, and now go implement it. Because again, you're sitting here, you're scrolling, no one's paying that much attention to you. I'm sorry, they're just not. And even as they're scrolling, they're still being distracted by other things. Like we started, my daughter comes, we had to have a conversation. My son like half falls down the freaking stairs in his underwear. Like that's distracting. And I'm the one hosting this. So imagine how many distractions your ideal client is facing as they're trying to scroll and read what you said and be captivated by what you said enough that they are getting all the way to the end. And now like there's just no way they're taking it in the way it's intended and going and implementing and having huge life changes that are just like, wow, thanks, they didn't need to hire you at all. It's just not possible. It's not possible. This is why they hire you, so they can sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with you and go, my kid really wants to be on Omegle or on TikTok or whatever, and I really don't want them to, and I just want to pull their hair out and pull my hair out, and the whole family is bald. I want to put them in a I want to lock them in a cage for safety until they're 25. Okay, cool. This is why they hire you. And the results of this are, yeah. So when you're painting that picture, go, okay, here's what we're going to work together. There's going to be understanding on both sides. I'm going to give you the skills and the resources and the tools to be able to have that mutual respect, to have that healthy and harmonious relationship that you both desire. Like your kid wants to be connected to you as much as you want to be connected to them. Yes, they want to go with their friends and get boyfriends and get jobs and do all these things, but you're still their safe space and they still want that connection to you. They're always going to want that connection to you. And in the teen years is where you show them that that's going to be possible for the rest of their lives, because, you know, they go off and they be teenagers and they be crazy and they do the things. And then they hit their 20s and they start to settle down and, you know, maybe they go to college or they get into their careers. They start dating more seriously. They start looking at, you know, moving out and living on their own and getting married and having kids of their own. And that's when they're going to need you. Yes, they need you the most right now, but they always need you the most. Like that's when they're also going to need you the most. And you want to have forged that safety and communication foundation now, so that when they are adults, they know that they can always come to mom and dad for support. Oh, it's making me emotional, Florence. I'm getting emotional for you. Okay. So I would not say, if you'd like to know more about the system, let's be really fucking bold here, Florence. Listen. This is what you want. You want a healthy communication with your kid. You want mutual respect with your kid. You want unconditional love with your kid. You want a happy, healthy, and harmonious relationship with your child. I get it. This is how we do it. Step number one is, I would say book a call. I would remove the whole DM. Here's the thing. Their brain, again, is already distracted. But as soon as they go, I'm not sure about XYZ, brakes are slammed. And so I really encourage my clients to get away from send me a DM, because in your ideal client's mind who's going through all of this shit with their kid, they're going, well, what do I say? I don't know what to say to her. Do I just like lay out the whole story? I'll do this later when I have a quiet few moments to collect my thoughts and message her. And guess what? Later never fucking comes. So you go, listen, you want this big transformation? This is the work that we do together. I'm going to give you the resources, the tools, the skills to have this relationship that you deeply desire with your kid. It's not too late. It's never too late. But let's do it now. Let's start doing that right now with your kid, so that they don't end up more rebellious. You don't end up losing them. You don't end up facing horrible things. Like, we don't want any of that stuff, right? Like we want to protect them. We want it, and they want it now. Of course they want it now. Who doesn't want to have a deeply loving and respectful relationship with their kids? They want it right now. Book a call with me. And then I go on that call, because again, if people don't know what to expect on the call, they won't do it. Is this a free coaching call? Is this a sales conversation? I don't know. Listen, on this call, you're going to go to this link. You're going to pick your time. On this call, I'm going to ask you about XYZ. What is it, Florence? What are we asking? I'm going to ask you about your child and your relationship with your child and what's going on in their social lives and their lives. I'm not going to show you how to believe it's a myth. I'm going to show you the areas that we would work on together. I'm going to identify the gaps in your relationship that I am going to fill with my brilliance and my skills and my tools, so that your power struggle is over. The myth of your kid being rebel is gone. And you can see your kid for who they are, and your kid can see you for who you are. And you have a beautiful and harmonious relationship. Once I've identified those things, we're going to have a conversation about what it looks like to work together to make this beautiful relationship come to fruition for you. But the first step is booking the call. So go book the call now, and I cannot wait to talk to you. Like, very bold selling, Florence. Okay. That was so fun. I'm sweating. Okay, let me close that one so that I don't get messed up. Okay, that was a good one, Florence. Thanks for sending that in. This is Janelle, and I had to look at Janelle's profile. Janelle, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to optimize your profile, girl. It took me way too long to really figure out what you do. Your banner, I know you didn't ask for this. This is unsolicited advice. You take it with a grain of salt. You tell me to go pan sand, it's fine. But your banner is a picture of a mountain. Your banner is a billboard. It's a free billboard. Use it as such. Okay, put something gorgeous, captivating. It says what you do. You have this soul legacy program. I didn't quite figure that out, but I didn't have time to go through all the links. But like, you have this great offer that you're offering your audience. Put that on the banner. That's the first thing that they're seeing when they come to your profile, because it's so freaking huge. Use it as a billboard. That is prime real estate. It is free advertising for your business. So right out of the gate, I would tell you to change that. And I would also tell you to put a little bit more info in your bio, because I'm not 100%. And again, I did not go and click your links, because that's not what this was. This was supposed to just be a content thing, but I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of Soul Legacy is. And this piece of content still doesn't totally do it for me. So let's read it. There are two places that businesses get created: in the mind, by the mind, and from the soul. Beautiful. Each of these are very different from each other. Creating from the mind is a logical approach to business. Totally. It's doing what the ego has deemed safe by society standards. Ooh. Say more. Say more. What does that mean? What is safe by society standards? Give me more. Say more, okay? This process keeps you in the mind's structure of possibilities it can possibly construct based on past and current experiences. I find that very difficult on my brain to read. Say more. I need you to say more on that sentence, because I'm reading it and rereading it, and I'm still not sure what I'm reading. This process keeps you in the mind structure of possibilities it can possibly construct based on past. Okay, I think what you're saying is, like, in your mind, the way you're playing out your business is, I'm gonna take my sweater off, girls and boys and friends and pals, non-binary pals, guys and gals and non-binary pals. Why am I having such a hard time saying non-binary? I want to say 9. Anyway, 9-bind, that's why. I feel like you're saying to me that, like, the ego part of your brain is trying to use your past and your current to dictate what's possible for your business. That's how I'm taking that. But talk more about that, because it sounds like with Soul Legacy and the work that you do, you're talking a lot of mindset and like the way the brain is working and the way the soul is interacting with these things. Tell me a story about how our past and our current feels like it's dictating what our future can do or what's possible for us, and that's like not real. The difference is the soul can reveal the highest, most authentic potential. Yes, say more. Pull me in by this part. How does my soul reveal this? What is it going to do? It says not based on ego, society, or generation constraints. Tell me more. How is my soul going to reveal this to me? And I'm very sure that Soul Legacy is going to do a ton of this work so that I, as a business owner, because I'm assuming based on what you've said so far, that this is for people exactly like me, online entrepreneurs or business owners. Maybe you don't have to be online. I just assume online. I could be wrong. That's fine. But you're saying this is what your brain's doing. This is what your soul's doing. Tell me more about how I can listen to my soul and my intuition to know that what's current and past is not a determinant of what I can expect. You go on to say, when you create a business from the soul, you are aligned to all your gifts from all lifetimes. But say more. How do I know? How do I know that I am creating a business from my soul that is aligned to my gifts? Maybe I don't even know all my gifts. And likely, if you're talking to women, we don't fucking know all our gifts because our gifts have been squandered by the patriarchy. And yes, I'm going to go there. And this, again, everything that I say is really good content for all of you. If you're talking to women, you're going, do you know what? You probably don't even know what all your gifts are because you were told, sit down, be quiet, be pretty. You're too loud, you're too much, you're too this, you're too that. And you just need to bring it down several notches. And we did that since we were like 5. And so how in the heck do I, now at 36 years old, get in touch with my gifts? How do I listen to my intuition that has been shut up since I was a little girl, telling me to make other people comfortable, particularly men, because again, we're talking about the patriarchy, make men comfortable with us because men don't like loud women. Men don't like successful women. Men don't like women that are too pretty because they're intimidated. Men don't like women that make too much money because they're intimidated. Like men. Blah. I mean, I love my husband. I love men. I love my sons, but fuck. So we don't even know what our gifts are because we don't remember what they were when we were small children. We never got a chance to have them blossom and bloom and be beautiful. We don't know. So say more, because I'm hoping and assuming that because of Soul Legacy, you help them do some deep searching and healing and reframing and rewiring of the mind so that we are in aligned with our souls so that we can figure out what the fuck our gifts are so we can get really rich and make a ton of money. But say more. And maybe you have in other pieces of content, but say more. Listen, you've been squandered. You have been put under a box. Your light has been dimmed. Soul Legacy is here. I'm going to help you because I know what my gifts are. My gifts are helping you figure out your gifts and monetizing those gifts. This is the most powerful use of your assets, but we don't know. I think that most people don't know. And I could be wrong because this is my first exposure. Maybe you've said this before. Maybe your ideal clients already know all of their gifts. But if I was coming into your world today and this was the first piece of content I saw, I would assume as a business coach, because this is where I'm talking from, not everybody knows what their gifts are. Not everybody knows how to align themselves to those gifts. Not everybody knows how to listen to their intuition, because every time we felt bad or weird or uncomfortable around certain people, it was, you're being dramatic, calm down. We don't know. In society, we see everyone thinking their way through business, but imagine knowing your way through any business decision. Manifesting problems solved efficiently with little effort. But say more. Tell me more. Paint that picture for me so I can feel myself in your content. Because your ideal clients can feel themselves in your content. I'm assuming that I would be who you would be talking to, and maybe not. But I'm assuming, because I'm a business coach and I can see like content is my thing. I'm assuming that I'm seeing what direction you're trying to go here. But your ideal client, unless they are also business coaches who focus on content and marketing, they maybe don't know, like, how do I know that I am manifesting problems being solved more efficiently and with little effort? How do I know my way through business instead of think my way through business? Because obviously we think that we need to use our brains. You're telling me I don't. What are you saying to me? You're breaking my brain here in the best way possible, because this is how you're going to stand out. This is what makes you really unique in the industry. Okay. Listen to me. You are saying, hey, what if you just stopped using your brain? It was just there to be a brain, because brains like are just kind of like there for imagination and like blinking, seeing, eating, digesting, moving. Yes, sweetheart. Well, thank you. He came home and got changed. He was at a friend's. He comes back and he goes, I just got changed. Can I go back over? And I said, yes, sweetheart. And he goes, you're kind today. I think I'm always kind, but anyway, it's obviously feeling differently. Okay, anyway. So what's making you stand out here, Janelle, is listen. Of course, you think that you need to think your way through business. Imagine what it would be like if you just knew your way through business. It sounds conceptually insane, counterproductive, counterintuitive. What are you talking about? Tell us all the juice, Janelle, because this is the thing that makes you stand out. We're not thinking through anything. The brain is just here to do its little brain functions, and the soul is doing all the rest. And here's how I'm going to help you do that. Here's what that looks like. Here's my process in Soul Legacy. And here are the results that you're going to expect when you start listening to your intuition. And I have helped you to listen to that intuition, hone in on it, monetize it, so that business is completely different than everyone else's business, because you are just moving through, experiencing the journey that's already laid out for you. You don't have to think, you don't have to fret, you don't have to stress. You're just moving through the motions, and everything is falling into place for you. Every step you take, it's kind of like, I imagine, is there like a game or something? I imagine like a powerful woman walking, and she's like wearing high heels, and they're like click, click, click. And she like head up, very statuesque, and she's walking. And every step she takes, it's like there's nothing. There's just nothingness, like she's in the sky or whatever. And every step she takes, like a piece of the ground like snaps into place, just like every step she takes. And that is kind of like the vibe that I get based on what I'm reading here. And again, because I'm a content marketing person, I'm reading way into this. I'm making tons of assumptions. Your ideal client is not, which is why I'm like, say all of this shit. Okay. But this is what I imagine. Like they're just super confident. Every step I take, I know that gold chunk of pathway is going to fly up out of nowhere and snap into place. And I am not going to hit. I'm not going to miss. I'm not going to fall. Nothing bad is going to happen to me. I am effortlessly moving through the motions, and I am divinely supported because my soul is in charge here. That's the vibe I'm getting. And I really want you to say a lot of that. Knowing from your soul what kinds of businesses are best suited for your success. Yeah, but how? And I know you're going to say, hey, this is what we do in Soul Legacy, but say more. Do you believe, this is a piece of content, do you believe that you are running the best business for you right now? Or are you doing the thing that felt fun or easy or like you should do it? What if there is a business that is best suited for you to be the highest level of successful, based on what your soul is doing and who you are as a soul being. Give some examples. Give yourself as an example. Past clients is a great place to share a story of a past client. Yep. This person came to me and she was running. I just did a training interview kind of thing in my friend Melanie's group program. And we were talking about selling. And so I was talking about Etsy. And so like, let's just use Etsy because it's at the top of my mind right now. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't really deal with Etsy people or like product based. I deal with service. But anyway, like let's pretend someone comes to you and they're like, oh, I have this Etsy store and I do vinyl stickers on stuff and it's not going well. And you're like, weird. Okay. And you start asking them questions and going through your process, share what your process is. And you go, well, no wonder. Based on like what you're telling me and your intuition and why you're in this business and what your soul seems to be saying to me, you should be running a graphic design company instead. Like, yeah, okay, you got the creativity side of things, but like sticking vinyl stickers on a bunch of shit sounds boring as fuck to you, but you do it because you think that there's going to be a bunch of money in it or something. Okay. Actually, you should be doing graphic design for like high level entrepreneurs. You should be making their workbooks. You should be doing their branding. You should be doing X, Y, and Z instead. She would never know that if she didn't hire you though. But see how you've told the story and you're going to call those people that are running their businesses and going, something's missing. Anybody remember that from her childhood? Anyway. And then this is why soul legacy is the most powerful and important way to shift your business. But this is the first time you've mentioned soul legacy. So I'm still not making that connection with this one piece of content. Talk about it right from the get-go. Like say more. What is soul legacy? And again, I'm still not 100% sure. Is it a group program? Is it a mastermind? Is it a self-study? Is it like a set of meditations that you created? Is it a one-on-one? How long is it? What's going to happen? And so when you're going linking comments, but for what? What is it? Why am I going to the link? Am I booking a call there? Is it a sales page that I'm supposed to read? Is it a checkout button? Is it an application? I don't know why I should be clicking that button. So like bold, just like I said to Florence, bold as shit. Listen, soul legacy is the most powerful way because this is my process and no one else out here is doing this shit. You want this result, which is a soul aligned business that feels really light, easy, profitable, thriving for you, where you are full of self-trust, full of CEO bad bitch energy. This is what we are here for. And this is what soul legacy looks like. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. That was fun for me. I'm having so much fun. I hope everyone's having as much fun as me. I still have two more. Laura, let me find it. Laura is a coach for people that are coming out of narcissistic relationships. Could be romantic, doesn't have to be romantic. So she sent me a post that she shared on her Instagram. So this is Laura. She's got a cute little graphic here. Love the graphic. Very like aesthetic, visually appealing / pleasing, which turns into a pleasing in my mouth apparently. Every decision you've made can work for you towards everything you are creating. #post-narc life. I'm assuming these are like your brand colors. It feels very on brand for you. We're not here to talk about branding, but that's okay. Yeah, there, if you go onto her thing, it says post-narc life coach. So this is great. And I'm going to do my thing. How many times have you beat yourself up for bad decisions? Narcissistic affected people have been told over and over how wrong they are. Every mistake they've made has been emphasized, made fun of, put on display, and shoved in their face. This is another one where I would stick with the you, because you started with how many times have you beat yourself up? And then you went every mistake they've made. So now you've switched perspectives. Keep it on you. So every mistake you've made has been emphasized, made fun of, put on display, and shoved in your face. What a bunch of wieners. But you're not going to say that. This leads to desperation to try to do everything right, perfectionism, and making more bad decisions. I think you could say more. I think we often try to say less. I think you could say more. I mean, I would still go you here. This is just grammatical. It doesn't really fucking matter. It doesn't make a difference. But like you've been affected by a narcissist, and so you think that everything is wrong. And it leads you to perfectionism. And I think you could tell a little story here of like, because how do I identify myself in this? Like you could tell a story here. I don't think I would. Yes, you can have a ring pop. That's fun. I don't necessarily know that I would, because it's too triggering in my opinion. If you were like, yeah, like for example, you bought shredded cheese instead of sliced cheese, and like the narcissistic person in your life was like, you're fucking stupid, and like blasted you all over Facebook and was like, who makes grilled cheese with shredded cheese? Like, why wouldn't this idiot buy sliced cheese? Like, that just seems super triggering to me and to everyone reading. And like, yeah, I just made that up on the fly. But like, we don't have to tell triggering stories that are going to make people like kind of have a physical reaction. We don't want that. But you could say like, you may find yourself, desperate to try to do everything right. You're overthinking, you're making lists, you're double, triple, quadruple checking everything that you do because you want to make sure that it's perfect. You don't want to make the wrong decision. You want to, like, you're kind of putting on a little bit of a show here because you're terrified, and that's okay. There's no judgment or shame here, but just like a little bit so that they can see themselves in that perfectionism. Because I think for a lot of people, if you're not like already started on the journey to healing, you maybe don't realize some of your perfectionist tendencies. Like, you maybe don't realize that you are checking things way more than the average person would, out of fear. You maybe don't realize that you are over analyzing everything you're about to say to make sure that it lands correctly and that no one's offended. Or you're constantly putting things, like everything that you do is run through a filter basically. And again, this is good content. Everything that these people do is run through a filter of, how is this going to affect everyone around me? Right? And it sucks. It's debilitating in a way for these people to live fully and joyfully and free, because they don't know what that looks like. They don't know what that feels like, but they know that what's going on inside of them is not it, right? But that's why they're hiring you. This is exactly why they're coming in and going, Laura, please, I just want to be happy. I just want to be free. I just want people to love me for who I am. And even if I make a mistake, it's okay. How do I give myself this permission? And how do I now do that? Because this is deeply rooted. Okay. What if instead every single decision is actually working for you and the ultimate life you're creating? Yes, even your decision to marry your narcissistic ex, that investment you made that didn't pan out, you thought, the rebound narc you dated, the mistakes, the sins, the regrets. What if they're actually serving you? Ooh. What if they aren't wrong decisions, just ones you like or ones you learn from? What if you lived in a world where you never had to beat yourself up? I invite you to believe this today. Look at the decisions you thought were bad and see them from this new lens. This is a great piece of content. This is not a piece of copy. That's okay. If you wanted to turn it into a piece of copy, I would say more, and talk about like, this happened. This is very real. One thing that I really don't like about life coach school is the thought model, because they teach that all situations are neutral and it's just your thoughts. that determine your feelings and your reactions and your results. And being in a relationship with a narcissistic person is not fucking neutral. Sorry, it's not. It's awful and terrible. And if you just change your thoughts, it doesn't make it better. Like, give me a fucking break. That doesn't vibe for me at all as someone who has like severe PTSD. And for people that have narcissistic people that are in their lives, whether they're away from them or not, they definitely have trauma. Okay, because it is traumatic to be around these people. And so if you wanted to turn this into a piece of copy where you're inviting them to work with you, I would very much talk about like, look, it's all of this is okay. And it's also okay that you want to be happy. You want more out of your future. You want to be free. You want to laugh. You want to not be afraid. You want to remember what it's like to not be afraid. And you don't deserve to live with the weight of this for the rest of your life. And this is why you're going to hire me, because I'm going to help you with this. This is part of my process. I love to share the process. What happens if they hire you, Laura? What are you going to walk them through? How are you going to help them? Especially for people that, yeah, look, narcissistic mother. Yeah, that's rough. Because did you ever get a chance to be happy? Or were you always trying to make someone else happy? And now are you always trying to control everyone's perception of you because you don't want anyone to get fired up for any reason that's going to make it uncomfortable? So they hire you because they want to be allowed to be themselves. They want to be unapologetic about who they are and what their desires are, and have the confidence to stand up for themselves and say yes or no to the things that they really want to say yes or no to, regardless of how it's going to make other people feel. But that's why they hire you, for that freedom. I always say that the ultimate thing that people want, people are always like, oh, you got to sell tangibles. And then there are other people who are like, no, you got to sell emotions. And I don't, whatever the fuck you want. But I think that at the end of the day, everybody wants the exact same thing. And that exact same thing is freedom. Freedom from whatever is currently plaguing them in their everyday life. Like, what is that? We don't know. You know, it's all different for everybody. But that thing, like when we first started talking about Florence, freedom from wondering if their kid is going to end up in a ditch, freedom from being afraid that their kid is lying to them and running off and doing things that they really don't want them to do, freedom from worrying that their kid is going to get hurt or embarrassed or who knows what else. Like, we want to protect, and we're not free from that. It floats in our minds in and out all day long. Every waking moment of consciousness, that is on our minds, right? And then going to Janelle, like, same thing. Her people want freedom from running a business from their minds, where they're overanalyzing, overthinking, worrying, stressing, fretting, trying to outact a bad mindset, trying to outthink poor actions or not acting. And like, now Laura's people, they want to be free from the hold that the narcissistic person had on them and the way that that imprinted on their brains, so that they can go and be happy. And like, even looking at my people are people that want help with content, because for them, they wake up and they're like, what the fuck am I going to say today? How am I going to get clients today? Will I get clients today? When is the next time I'm going to get a client? They immediately start doom scrolling, hoping to be inspired and motivated by something that they see. It never fucking works. They spend all day flipping between multiple social media apps, plus however many email accounts they have, checking for notifications, checking for inspiration, checking for payments, checking to see if someone booked a call with them. And it just goes on and on all day. By the end of the day, they're beating themselves up because they didn't say the right things, or they didn't say enough things, or did they even say anything? Cool, that sounds awful. Do you know what they want? They want me to come in and free them from wondering what the fuck to say. And I do, because I talk a lot, obviously. Like my clients that come into my one-on-one or come into Iconic specifically, because that's what I have room for right now, they're going, here's content, here's content, here's content all the time. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, here's how you're going to say this. Here's how you're going to bridge the gap. Here's how you're going to make that call to action a little bit stronger, a little bit bolder. Hey, by the way, you should turn this into a workshop or a series of lives or something else, and you should charge this much for it. And they're going, oh my goodness, thank you so much for taking that off of my plate. Now I'm free to do other things. I'm free to snuggle my kid. I'm free to go to the beach. I'm free to go to the park or go to the circus or go to the zoo. I'm free to trust that the things that I'm saying, because I ran them by you and you helped me, I'm free to trust that what I'm saying is good enough. It's going to call the right people in. It's going to nurture my people. It's going to get engagement. It's going to convert my audience, which is the most important thing. I'm free from the stress and annoyance of being glued to my phone and glued to my computer, trying to come up with what the fuck to say day after day after day. I'm free. So what things do your ideal people want to be free from? Let's do Sai. Sai is next. Let me find hers. Sai is a love coach. She emailed me. So here's Sai. And it says, do you feel like you're spending more time, energy, and effort than the men you've been on dates with? For example, do you find you're the one planning all the days? Sigh. Instantly, I'm like, let me put you on the side of TikTok that is men talking about how men put so much of the mental load on women. It's a lot. It's been like a new point of contention for me and my husband, because now I'm like hyper aware and I'm like, you're putting things on my mental plate. And it's like, what? We're figuring it out together though. And so you're researching restaurants, you're figuring out where to go, what to do. I'm jumping in because that's what I'm going to do. Is this what her dream man is all about? Or does her dream man show up and like we're seeing this side? I'm going to send you the next time I see one on TikTok. There's a girl who's like a dating coach and she goes through her interactions on like Hinge or Tinder or whatever. And she's like, this guy's in his feminine energy. And he totally was. She was like, he immediately like wanted her to compliment him, chase him. Feminine energy is receiving. Okay. And he wanted to receive from her. He wanted her and her masculine chasing, complimenting, like just going after him. And he wanted to receive. And she was like, I'm sorry, you are in your feminine. I am not into you being in your feminine energy. I would like to be pursued, please. And then she had another date with a guy, connection, and he was very much in his masculine. And he was like, look, you're cute. I want to take you out. She put some boundaries. He was super respectful. And like we're seeing these guys be like, I want to take you out. Is Friday or Saturday better for you? Is 7 or 8 better for you? Would you rather go to an Italian place or like a Japanese place? Like, is your ideal man, and this is what they hire you for, Saida Neri, in their masculine, where they are showing up ready to be protective givers? Oh, yes, sir. I like all of that. Give me that guy. Where is he? How do we attract men that are protective givers without being like Neanderthal weirdos? How do we attract the super secure man that is a protective giver who is going to plan this shit, right? So this is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. You're the one planning all the dates. You're doing all the research. You're figuring out what to do. You are in your masculine, girl. You are doing all the chasing. No. Do you find that you're the one that texts first? Yep. Or initiates any conversation, because you are in your masculine and you are chasing feminine men. Sometimes he'll respond the same day. Maybe he'll wait a few days and back, which then you make excuses for because, you know, he's probably just busy. You find that you're the one trying to move the relationship forward only to find he's not looking for something serious, or a girlfriend only to leave you more confused because he was totally acting like a boyfriend. Oh, blah. If you said yes to any of these, it's time that you learned how to date smarter, not harder. Oh, this is for her workshop called Date Smarter, Not Harder. If you are single and you are watching this, Guy has a workshop. When you date smarter, you stop wasting your precious time, energy, and money on dudes that don't deserve your hard-earned attention. I would totally do a whole other piece about how like doing this is like you and your masculine and you're chasing feminine men. And we are not doing that in 2023, not anymore. The women are being in their feminine and they're attracting safe, protective, masculine men who are not like toxic masculine. They're like sexy masculine men who are happy to chase and give. And you are deserving to receive the dinners, the orgasms, the presents, whatever. If you're a businesswoman, the money, the clients, we are receiving in 2023, girls. And it's hard. It's hard because Psy kind of leans towards like high achieving women, and high achieving women like myself, but I'm married to a very masculine man, super masculine. He lets me be my feminine all the time. He plans things, he chases me, he lets me receive things. I don't have to like beg him for attention and like gross. He's just always there. But women, because businesses traditionally and high achieving women traditionally are very in our masculine, we're very like in our power and like, hey, I'm standing up for this and I'm doing X, Y, and Z. We struggle to turn that off when it comes to dating and let ourselves be in receiving energy when it comes to dating. So we approach dating the way we approach business. And yes, like earning money is very feminine because receiving money is very feminine because receiving is feminine and money is comfort and safety and security. But a lot of business is masculine and a lot of being high achieving is masculine energy. And especially since the women that are high achieving, we get it from our dads who are like, you can be anything, go, girl, go, which is great. But we took on a lot of how our dads were raising us and our dad's energy, and we bring that into everything. And then our dads, like, we're masculine with us. I was like, you could do a whole thing about this, and maybe this is part of your dating smarter, not harder, but like you could do a whole other workshop. If you're not, you could do a whole series on like, I would love to get you doing like like analyzing like dating apps conversations that you see that kind of come up on TikTok as people talk about it. There was like a girl like crying in her car because she like drove like an hour and a half to see this guy, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And she thought they were serious and he did not think they were serious. But again, he was in his feminine, she was in her masculine, she's chasing, and he was like, what are you doing? So anyway, you could do like a whole series on this. Like I have ideas, obviously. Dating smarter means setting yourself up for dating success with a clear strategy and a plan to attract your ideal partner. Oh, I skipped a line. When you date smarter, you stop wasting your precious time, energy, and money on dudes that don't deserve your heart or attention. It means setting yourself up for dating success with a clear strategy and a plan to attract your ideal partner. I think a lot of women probably don't even have a dating strategy. So I think this is really important to kind of shine a light and be like, you probably don't even have a fucking strategy going into these dates. You're just like, you're cute. You seem like not a douchebag. You have an okay job. Let's go have a date, see how it goes. That's a terrible strategy. No wonder they hate dating. They hate dating apps. They think that all the good guys are gone. There's no plan. There's no plan. There's no plan. Free workshop I'm hosting, Date Smarter, Not Harder, and Find Love as a high achieving woman. See, I told you high achieving women. See, I know my clients. Sai and I have been canoodling for a while. June 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Here's what you're going to walk away with. A self-assessment, nice. On which areas of your love life you're dating hard versus smart. That's nice. Understand the lies men tell you to string you along. Oh, how important energetics are romantic. Yes, hello, there she goes. See, I talk a lot, I get ahead of myself, but there's a whole post in that masculine energy. And also there's a whole post in all of these, Sai. Again, you could do a reel on each one. You've got 4. You could do a reel on each one. Here are the things I'm going to teach you in this workshop. Number 1, self-assessment. Where are you dating hard versus smart? Give a snip, a taste, an amuse-bouche of what is going on in this self-assessment. So they can go, yes, I fucking want to do this self-assessment. Of course I do. Hello. If they're like me, again, I'm married, but I love quizzes. So you say self-assessment and I say, tell me where I put my little bubbles. Like, where do I color in the bubbles and get my answers here? So like a little snippet taste of that. Lies, give some examples of what these lies are in a piece of content. Lies men tell you to string you along. Boop, 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 boop. Look, snippet taste of why they do this. Come to my workshop. We're going to talk about all the things. Again, a whole post on masculine, feminine. And again, you can do all these as reels if you wanted to. I know you're over on TikTok. I think that's smart. Clear dating strategy that fits your lifestyle. Say more. What does that look like? What does that mean? Because some people might be a little bit like, that sounds like a lot of work. It's not. You're coming into like an hour and a half workshop. It's not a lot of work to come up with a strategy. But why do I need this strategy? How is it going to benefit me? How simple is it to come up with this strategy? Are you going to help me with this strategy? You are when you pitch them on this workshop. The workshop will run. I would just say the workshop is planned for 90 minutes. You don't need to say 60 to 90. Just say it's 90. If you end short, fine. Honestly, I always go long. This was not supposed to be an hour and a half plus, but here we are because I'm just giving value bombs all over the place. And I know you will be doing the exact same thing. So I would just say 90 minutes. I'm going to share my shit and we're going to open Q&A time. I love a Q&A time. I'm going to cover material and concepts that I have not shared before. Ooh, share, like title them, give them names. Here are the concepts you've never before seen. Boop, 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 boop. The titles is not enough for them to be like, I know what that's gonna be. I can do this myself. No, no, you fucking can't. If you've attended some of my past workshops, you're gonna want to join this one. Do you know what, Sai? Your dream clients are gonna come anyway. You do not need that disclaimer. You do not to say you don't have to say if you've attended my past workshops. I don't say like in Iconic, like, hey, if you've ever worked with me before, this is different. If you've ever been a one-on-one in the last 3 years or been in my group program, this is different. If you want it, you should definitely come. Like, no, I'm just like, listen, I don't care if you know me, don't know me, what's going on. Listen, if we've worked together in the past 3 years, all the more reason for you to get your ass in here into Iconic, in my opinion, because I already know you. It's going to be way easier for both of us to just hit the ground running. I don't have to ask 1,000 questions. Let's just fucking start making money. So I don't think you need to say that. I think you could just say, look, there are tips in here, tools, resources never before seen. That's it. Never before seen. Go register. And you can put your registration link like in your comments too, but I know you come from Instagram, so that's why hers says link in bio. Because Instagram is not user friendly with respect to links like that. Also, like really run in your stories side, because again, this has nothing to do with content. And I know this is supposed to be sterile to sexy, but I'm just giving all the goods. Instagram has a completely different layout and plan than Facebook. Facebook, you can put out like written posts, photos, reels, stories, kind of whatever. It's all your friends. And Instagram frequently will push to cold audiences. And so like static posts, you can kind of do whatever you want on a static post. A carousel, the intention, according to Instagram, behind a carousel post is education. You want to encourage people that are looking at your carousel to save the carousel. That is the intention. I'm going to give you so much value in education that you are going to save this for later. And that's what you want to tell people to do. Save this carousel for later because I just gave you a huge value dump. Reels also go very cold audiences. So reels are about getting people to follow you, brand awareness, and like personal branding. So like you're showing off who you are, you're showing your lifestyle, you're building your audience that way. Not a great place to try to sell because again, it's going cold. The audience is ice. They don't know who the fuck you are. So you want to be like, follow me for more. I have this amazing freebie. Download my freebie. Like this is how you're growing your audience. Reels are for audience growing. Stories mostly go hot, warm audience, like mostly your followers. Yes, you can sometimes get some cold. I randomly get cold in my stories and it's like, oh, there's like 23 people that saw this story, but they're not connected to you or following you. And I'm like, who the fuck are they? And it won't show you. What, how have you gone through every story and now you're somehow into completely cold audience stories. I don't understand. But anyway, some people are just addicted, I guess. Stories go hot. So all of your followers see your stories. Also, go open up the like DM portion of Instagram. See if you have the new notes, which is like a very short, it's like 60 characters, I think. It's a little bubble at the top. I'll show you. I have notes. All right, guys. I'm coughing because I'm talking so much, but we're almost done here. Not that you care because you love it. Okay, so here's my Instagram. And if I go, yes, thank you, notifications. If I go up here, I'm getting so many messages now that I open my phone. See up here, see these bubbles? And I have this like little plus up here. These are called notes, and they're very short, but it goes to every one of your followers. So when they open their DM section, all of them are across the top. Again, it's super short, but I would be blasting that over there. They can respond to you. So be like, DM me for a link for Date Smarter, Not Harder workshop. And they're going to go, yeah, I want the link. And then boom, you can just start sending them the link. Very easy. Like as soon as they click it, it opens a DM message straight to you. Utilize those if you have that option. Not everybody does, which is why I just kind of walked you through it. But yeah, I'd be putting tons of stories. And something that's really great is you can turn your reels into stories, turn your stories into reels. Work smarter, not harder, right? Okay, so I think this is really great. Tons of ideas for other options here. And like, I think the whole thing sold it really well. Like, boom, like you said, it's free. You gave the information that they need to know. You gave them what they're walking away with. I think this is a really great piece of copy. Tons of other ideas in here as well that you can just pluck and go and run with, which is so fun. Doesn't it make things so much easier? I think it does anyway. Okay, friends, that was so much fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. This is exactly the type of stuff that I do in Iconic. This is the stuff on our 2-hour kickoff call. I'm going to start on a blank page. You're not going to send me stuff in advance. I'm going to ask you tons of questions about what you do, what you're selling, what's on deck for the rest of the year in your mind. And of course, these things can always change, what your offers are, who your ideal clients are. And I'm just going to start crafting. I call this skeleton, and I don't really like to use skeleton and bones, but like a full bodied outline for you to create content that you can now grab, go create. Again, send it back to me if you want feedback on it, and post it. And you're going to learn the skills. Like if you, obviously you're just watching me for the last hour and a half. Like I'm not just saying, hey, change this and say this. I'm telling you why I'm giving you the feedback I'm giving you, because I want you to learn the skills. And once you've learned the skills of how to create content that's really sexy and not sterile, it's compelling your audience to take action. And that action is booking a call with you so that they hire you. Then you never lose that skill. You know how to make money no matter what. Your business can burn to the ground if you wanted to. You can completely change niches, pivots, whatever you want. You now know how to use a marketing to sell and get clients every fucking time, every fucking day. And that's what you want. So I'm going to help you with all of those skills, up-leveling those skills. So you're talking to the right people, the dream people that are excited and ready to pay you. But again, we're working on your energy and your mindset and all of those things that are inevitably going to happen, because it's a full body experience, right? We're acting, we're strategizing, but we're also thinking and feeling and existing as human beings and spiritual beings. And so we're going to do all of that amazing stuff. I'm going to support you. Obviously, you get tons of support, Slack coaching, Monday to Friday. You can ask me anything. You can send me copy and content for my feedback. I'm going to support you. I'm going to coach you. Weekly group calls with all the other amazing women, which is so beautiful because they are forging friendships and saying each other's names in the rooms that they belong in. They wouldn't even know each other if it wasn't for this container. Like at the beginning, Elle, one of the ladies that is in there, she was on a summit and they were looking for panelists, and she immediately came into Iconic and asked one of the other ladies, V, if she wanted to come and be a panelist. And so she had that exposure. She extended her hand out, and that's what this is all about. Come with me take my hand and let's go together. That is what I am all about. And so V got exposed to this brand new audience as well and got tons of exposure. And we're getting more visible. We're saying bold shit. We're making bold decisions every day, and we're selling boldly. Like, that is the premise of just being iconic. It's just so bold. Like, you're saying iconic shit. You're making decisions as an iconic person would. You are selling from an iconic place and believing that you are fucking iconic and that the world is a better place with you in it. And you just need to shine a light on yourself so that your people can find you, because we both know they're out there looking. And we both know that if they knew you existed and they hired you, their life would be 1,000 times better. So go apply, BrittanyBudd.com/iconic. You will not regret it. There's tons of support. Why would you fucking regret it? You're not someone that comes into situations and just immediately starts regretting them, but you will have a deep transformation. You will make way more money. You will work way less because we're working together. So you're saying things, not wondering if you're saying the right or wrong things. You're saying the right things. You trust that you're saying the right things. You're getting support from me to say the right things, and it's working for you. So you can work less, enjoy your summer, make the most money you've ever made in a quarter, and have the skills to continue to do that. BrittanyBudd.com/iconic. Go apply right now. The doors close in 1 week and we start in 10 days. All right, my beautiful friends, I hope you enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed that. That was super fun for me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing weekend, and I will see you all later. Bye.